Okay, welcome everybody. Um, I would first like to have a call to order for the meeting to start. Anybody want to motion for the meeting to start?
I motion so.
Okay, Joe, any second?
I second.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor? Okay, we're in session. The next item is to vote to approve the minutes from last month. Um, So, would anybody like to make a motion to approve the meetings from last month? Lisa, actually, I didn't see them. So, Lisa? Oh, you were motioning?
I was motioning.
Okay.
I don't know if I can motion
Second.
for that if I did the minutes.
Yeah, you can. You can. Second by Eric Robbins. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Nope. All right. So the meetings are approved for um, last month. I am going to motion that we elect Cheryl Tockett to the Board of Directors. Is anybody
I
willing
second.
to? Joe seconds. Um, so everybody in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Anybody opposed? Nope. Cheryl, are you there?
I am here.
Okay. Welcome to the Board of Directors.
Why, thank you.
Okay. Um, so I am if you want to do like maybe two line, I think I did this last time so everybody could introduce themselves, but if you want to say like two sentences about yourself and now you're part
On the
you
spot.
now you're on the spot and tell everybody who you are.
Retired teacher, I work at a living history farm now. I have been running or co-chairing the green room for the last 4 years. Yeah, that's about it.
And I met Cheryl working in the green room and was impressed with her and asked her to run, and that's why I made that motion. All right,
Thank
so
you, Eric.
why don't we move on to the treasurer's report? So Eric Robbins, if you want to take it over.
Sorry, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you guys. All right, so the highlights for this month's treasurer's report is we have over $400,000 in cash, and our festival ticket sales to date are about 164,000. So just looking at the activity from last meeting to this meeting, you can see we haven't sold much in the way of festival ticket sales. Our first tier of best sale price to end on January 15th, and that was before the prior meeting. So ticket sales have been slow, unfortunately, to date, but they're still on sale, 15% off until April 15th. So hopefully everybody will still get tickets at the cheapest available prices now. So we sold close to $5,700 worth, and we had some expenses for Fest for $6,900. So during this period, a $1,200 loss for Fest, but we had prior net assets of 141,000. So we're just right around the same mark now, 146,662. Basically represents cash we have available to spend on Fest. And then the Gene Shea event, last board meeting, we had just a 5,000 sponsorship. So now we started selling tickets. We did collect that sponsorship, which was a receivable as of last Fest. But we have ticket sales of 16,875 and then additional sponsorship and ad sales of 3750. Obviously, this is fluid as tickets are still being sold. So we have revenue this period for 20,600 and very minimal expenses right now, 1,457. The majority of the expenses will incur when we pay the performers that night, pay Colonial, and reimburse some of our volunteers for putting out of pocket. So during this period, we we have a net income about 19,000. So with that prior net assets of 3,000, we now have 22,280 of net assets for Gene Shea. And then PFS for the period, not much going on. We had some member dues and donations, 2,400. We earned some interest as we have the majority of our cash in an interest-bearing money market account. So we had 2,900 of revenue, 2,000 of expenses, our office expenses and our software systems and such. So pretty much break even bottom line, 857. But you can see at the end of the period, as of today, we have 253,000 of unrestricted net assets for PFS. And once again, the total net assets of 416. What net assets are is it's basically the equity of our organization is what it is. So looking at our balance sheet at the end of the day, we have 402,000, close to 403,000 in cash. We have some sponsorships receivable for the Gene Shea event of 3,500, some money owed to us from events.com for Gene Shea as the money filters over, and then some money owed to us from Upt, which is the platform for the fest ticket sales, about 14,000. So 423,000 of total assets, 7,200 of liabilities. I know we see these same liabilities over and over, but very minimal compared to the amount of net assets we have. So that's where we get down to 416,000 in net assets. So that's it for the treasurer's report. Thank you.
Hey, thanks, Eric. I'm going to move next to our 2025 festival update with Michael Braunfeld.
Evening, everybody. Let's see, it's been a busy month. Things are rolling along. Had several telephone conversations and emails with the supervisors of Upper Salford Township over the past month. Eric Robbins and I were able to zoom into a preliminary meeting with the supervisors earlier in the month. The township has always been a true partner to the festival and are looking forward to continuing the relationship and help in any areas where they're able to. We have discussed getting the memorandum of understanding that we execute every year with Upper Salford Township. That was not done until I think the night before the folk festival last year, and we will have that reviewed, negotiated, and executed much sooner than that this year. I think the process should start early this month. My team has been continuing to meet with committees to discuss planning for August. Most recently, we've had good sessions with security, who will have a new chair this year in Michelle Franklin. Michelle is a longtime volunteer with all the experience that goes along with that, and she'll have a good support system around her. Recruitment, as it has been with several committees, but especially security in 2024, recruitment continues to be an issue. So just to make sure that they'll have everything they need, I have asked Brian Kraft to get a breakout quote from our paid security team in case it becomes necessary to supplement security committee needs at the festival site. Let's see, met with Trina McGee, our chair of merchandise, who will also have a new co-chair taking over the general store aspect of the operation. Adam Kruger will be joining her in 25. Trina is going to be taking stock of our current inventory and is going to begin the process of planning out and purchasing all sorts of the wonderful goodies that our attendees can look forward to taking home from the farm after their visit with us. Let's see. Purchasing and hospitality are lining up returning vendors and in the beginning phases of getting quotes from some new vendors for our infrastructure needs. This is everything from golf carts to our hotels for our artists. And Mason has already, without a lot of publicity on it, already had a lot of interest on the food vendor front. She already has at least 20 interested vendors, which is already well above where we were late in the game last year. including one that I hope works out that I'm particularly excited about. And it would be a good get that I think a lot of people would look forward to seeing at the festival. Had a very long conversation with Terry Muchler earlier today. Terry's a former board member at PFS, longtime volunteer backstage, and currently works for Klondike, our live sound provider. Terry was walking me through some of what's going to be in the contract with Klondike this year and assisting me in evaluating and negotiating that contract, and is going to be looking into some pretty cool high-tech toys for our audience to enjoy if we can swing it. Let's see, lastly, on that front, Thea Schulson will be returning as chair, and the resident at Grounds will still need to execute a contract for the resident part of that role. But we've been communicating about Grounds issues and concerns and trying to establish a timeline for critical work on the farm. Let's see, marketing wise, Marlo Del Sordo and I have been meeting and communicating regularly about marketing timetables and goals for the festival. We'll both be meeting with Maggie Poulos of Mixtape Media shortly to ensure that outside public relations and internal marketing for the festival are all on the same page, and make sure we're ready to move on performer announcements and getting the word out for the festival. On a marketing note, we will be partnering up with Rising Sun Presents for a festival preview show. The date of that is Friday, August 1st, and it'll be at their Bryn Mawr Twilight series. It should be a great night and good for both of our organizations. So I'd just like to thank Jesse and Rich and everybody at RSP for helping to arrange this and get this on the books. Last, certainly not least, is a booking update. I've been busy putting the finishing touches on the main stage concerts. It should be wrapped up pretty soon. I think there's going to be something for everyone, something old, something new. Yeah, just a little bit of everything to hopefully keep everybody happy. I've started programming all of our side stages as well as the culture tent, which, thanks to a generous donation from the Martin Guitar Charitable Foundation, gives us the ability to use our smallest venue, the culture tent, to really focus on true instruction, which is something that I'm really excited about and something that I feel sets our festival apart now from any others in an age where workshops have become mini concerts and showcases. Last year we used it primarily for guitar instructions from beginning to master classes. This year we're going to be focusing not only on guitar but other instruments, as well as presentations on the history of folk music and relevant topics like that. So we're getting to work on that. I imagine I will be beginning to get offers to our Mac artists for showcases and slots at the festival, probably mid to late March, and hopefully have it wrapped by the end of April. Again, much sooner than we were able to accomplish that last year. I gotta say, I'm starting to really look forward to the festival.
That's good. We want you to be. Does anybody have anybody on the board have questions for Michael? And Michael, just on a side note, I talked to the scaffolding people that we had last year, and they're in to help us out the same way.
Fantastic. I meant to mention that on the phone today, and it totally escaped my mind as I was trying to race back to the house, but I'm glad to hear that.
Yep. All right. So now we are going to move on to our program, which is coming up sooner than later, but the Gene Shea Awards event. So, Rob, I'm going to toss it to you for an update on the Gene Shea event.
Thank you, Eric. Well, yes, we're less than 2 weeks out from the Gene Shea event. I hope everybody on this meeting has bought their ticket. Now is the time. We are going to have, of course, some remarkable things going on. We will have the first Lifetime Achievement Award. At least David Bromberg says it's his first Lifetime Achievement Award, and he's thrilled. So we want to certainly show love to him. It's going to be headlined by Tom Rush. Tom Rush will be playing. David is kind of semi-retired, but he is excited to be there that night to accept the award. And we're going to have a tribute to Bromberg by other artists such as Larry Campbell and Teresa Williams, as well as Jay Unger and Molly Mason. We really need you to not only be there, but to also tell some people to come on out and get their tickets this week. Our venue right now is only half full. We've got to get more seats in the filled, and it's up to, of course, the people that are most supportive of PFS to do the most work to do that. I want to praise an incredible committee that is putting this together. Too many to announce right now, but we will then. And I also want to mention that the Gene Shea Awards are going to two incredible volunteers that are no longer with us. I'm sure you've heard Mike Flagg passed away on February 14th. And of course, Ellen's Superfine right after the festival last year. Both of them will be receiving the Gene Shea Awards. And we're also going to be recognizing for the first time a committee at the festival. It was, we had a number of nominations and the trash committee won. So it's really, really important that we get tickets now. The tickets are already one half the price as they were last year. Last year we had 500 as the top and 100 as the lowest. So this year everything's half of that. So we need your support. I am really kind of pleading that we make the tickets now. That if you're thinking about it, do it now. So thank you so much for all your support on that. The actual numbers Eric has told you, we still have a good shot at making our $45,000, which would be really important to the festival, because if the festival, if it rains, we don't want to be in the red. We want to make sure that we have enough finances for that. So if there's any questions about the event, there's a lot of other really cool things. We're going to have a silent auction. We're going to have David Crosby's signed guitar in the silent auction. So if there's any questions right now about the event or any aspect of it, I'd be glad to answer them.
Rob,
Annie.
I'd just like to point out that anybody who's on this meeting with us tonight, who's on a committee at Fest, talk to your fellow committee members and try and get them to come to our event. Please, that'd be great.
Absolutely. Annie.
Rob, is there a minimum bid for that guitar?
Yes, there's a minimum bid for everything. It's going to be the most expensive item, but I'll give you a clue. It'll be well under $2,000. Well under. That's all I'll tell you.
And if nobody gets to that, is there
If
another
nobody
way
gets to the minimum bid, we're not going to sell it that night. We have to. It has to be got. We have to make sure that it happens that night. It's not going to be available again, except maybe another year, maybe at the next year's one. But we've got to get it done.
or an outside auction house?
Okay.
We've looked into that. Yeah, outside auction house likes to take a pretty penny. But yeah, the way to get that guitar is to be at the event. One way or the other, we're going to make sure you have that guitar if you want it.
Julie, you have a question about the...
Yeah, has any thought been given to using bidding for good to have anybody be able to bid on it? It's not an auction house, but a silent auction that anybody outside the event could bid on.
Now that's an interesting idea. If they don't take a cut, if it doesn't work out at the event, maybe we'll do that. But one of the things, if you heard the first thing I said, and I know you did, obviously, we really need seats. We need people to get in those seats. So we want to make it exclusive for now that the only way you can get that guitar is to be there that night. But I do think that if for some reason nobody can make the minimum bid, then I would say that we could look at other options. I think that would be an option.
And I would also say, like when you see posts about the event over the next 2 weeks, if you could share them, that would be great. I think sometimes we're sort of in our little bubble. We don't know, like our group where we post doesn't necessarily get out to as many people that we obviously don't know, but you guys know. So if you share with your friends, there's probably people who are interested in coming to the event that we're not reaching. So share those posts and post things yourself about it, which would be great.
Right. Again, right now we have half a room, so we need to get that other half in the next 13 days. And that's why it's really important that we buy the tickets now and share with everybody. It was a great event last year. It brought a lot of people together. I know some of you were there, and yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing everybody.
Okay. All right. So next I want to go to
real quick, can I interject? Rob, you might mention that there's a promo video on Facebook and YouTube about the guitar. You can get information.
Really good point. We've had an amazing team, of course, Trish Callahan, but all of the others working together, including Six, to put up some great videos as well as all the visuals and graphics by our marketing team. So yes, you want to share that about the guitar. We have, especially if you know a guitar collector, I think actually a David Crosby fan is a good target for that as well. David Crosby fan. You're going to also get a framed picture of Crosby and the guitar along with the guitar that night.
All right. So the next agenda item that I want to go to is our CRM and the website. And basically, well, I don't know. I have a number of people that I could probably call on to get updates on that. But of the board members, who would be the best to address kind of where we are?
So the two different issues. I think website, Kate could address that, and CRM, I could address that, and I might even pass that to Rich if he's around, but I can address it though.
Okay.
Kate, does Kate want to go first on about the website?
Sure. I don't have too much to report other than Andrew is doing a fantastic job. And if you take a look at the website today, you'll see it's very easy to, it's just great. And I don't see if he's not here today, is he, Andrew? Okay. I almost kind of want to, there's somebody else who's at the meeting today, might be able to speak to it, but I don't want to put her on the spot. Just check out the website. Look, it's looking great. We're doing a style guide right now. One of our graphic design volunteers is working on a style guide for Philadelphia Folk Song Society, which will help as we move forward in life to be consistent and cohesive with our marketing materials just in general. It's going to take a little while to get that together, but it's a really great start. What else?
Andrew just in the meeting, by the way.
Andrew just joined the meeting.
Oh, sweet. Take it away, Andrew. I was just giving a little.
We should tell them what we're talking about.
Oh, sorry. Hello, Andrew.
Hey,
I was just giving a little update. Oh, don't worry about it. I was just.
Did you get a text saying, "Hey"? All right, Andrew. Yeah, if you want to update us on some stuff that's going on with the website.
Yeah. Let me show the website real quick. Everyone see my screen. So basically, it looks totally different than how it did a couple months ago. A lot more modern design. We have this banner at the top. We have Lisa Short and Sam Kozak have been doing great in helping us out with a lot of design assets and kind of like updating some of the assets there. I've been going into the different facts and cleaning them up, making them easier for people to digest, making the ticket information easier to assess, even creating a lot more documentation to help people with how they purchase tickets and kind of alleviate some of those burdens that people are having. When you switch to mobile mode, it actually shows you more details. On top of that, I've been working with Patrick to basically put together a PFS Mac gallery for the pfs.org page. We're still working on some of the templating there, but I think it'll be a good way to test out some of that functionality and then maybe create a more dynamic gallery for the Folk Fest performers page in a slightly similar way, but I have some different plans for that. And as Kate said, yeah, we've been working on a style guide and trying to figure out how to come to how to create standards around the way that we're designing the website and making sure that that aligns with the style of marketing in general. So like making sure that we have standards for typography and colors, brand colors and themes that make it a lot easier for others to hop in there and create social media content and kind of go beyond even the website. So yeah, any questions or concerns?
I will say I was on the mobile site because I had to pop on there, and I only had my phone that I could use, and it was great. I think it works much, much better. So, and thank you for everything that you're doing.
Question, Andrew, how's the resolution on a mobile?
Pretty good. I tested all the mobile layouts. They should respond, be mobile responsive. I think the biggest challenge on mobile is really when you buy tickets and go through that flow. It's not like the embedded iframe isn't the best experience, but I do provide users information and options on how to make the purchasing on desktop, what they can do on mobile to make it easier, things of that nature. I think the biggest next step is going to be the performer gallery and getting ahead of the performer announcements.
All right. So for the CRM, do we have either Rob or?
Yeah, so I can talk about the overarching, and if Rich Gopstein's here, he can chime in. But basically, and Aaron, I mean, Aaron Gorse has put in a huge amount of time, as has Rich, and there's been other people on the team. I want to thank them that are working with Rich as well. I believe Joe and I think it's Joe Lieber, and maybe a few others. Basically, what this is this will be our system that will keep track of all of our members and keep track of information, and also allow our members to come in and actually see their expiration date and change information. So all of this is coming together now. It's been a very long process, and we believe we were shooting for the end of this month. We're going to get close, but it's going to probably be in March that you will finally be able to access your membership information. And down the line, we want to add additional exciting features, but we first want to get that together. So if anybody wants to add any information, if Aaron or if Rich Gopstein is here, they're welcome to add information. I didn't see if they're here.
No, I think
they may not be. But again, okay, thank you.
Rob, you're going to be talking.
Thank you for all the help there.
I have you for like the next like 3. The development report.
Okay, so most of the development, of course, is the Gene Shea event. That is really our one major fundraiser of the year, and that's why it's so important that we establish that after just 1 year. We don't want it to end after 1 or 2 years. So that's why we need a full house. But other than that, we really don't have any major fundraisers. We have little things. The main thing, of course, is the festival sponsorships and ads. We have CF Martin has verbally agreed to be our main stage sponsor again, which is a $20,000 sponsorship. But Louisiana had already warned us that they could not come back at $25 because their budget was not going to be the same. And now, who knows with arts and culture what's going to happen given what's going on in the federal government. So we can't expect anything from that source. So we're looking for some other sponsorships. I've had a few people who I'm very, very excited, actually, I have to say. I've been saying since I got on the board that as long as you know somebody, I can do the rest. And there are now some people that have given me some really good leads. And we are now making entree into Subaru with the right person that we can approach. And hopefully a couple of the major banks as well soon. That doesn't mean we're going to get the money, but it means we're at least going to be connected to the right individual. So because we have good materials and a good pitch and a great festival. So all we need is people who know people. And I'll say that again, if you happen to know anybody that works at a company, doesn't matter really what level, let me know, because there may be ways in which they can be a reference for one of the sponsorships we have.
We also talked about possible record labels.
Yes, I'm in touch right now with Apple Seeds Records, but that is for the Gene Shea event, because they have been the record label for both Tom Rush and David Bromberg. There's a pitch out to them that if we get that, that'll make me breathe a little easier in terms of making our financial goal for the Gene Shea event, but that still doesn't put people in the seats. If they decline the Gene Shea event, maybe they'll be interested in the festival, or maybe they'll continue. Other labels I've not yet approached, but if anyone here has any connections with labels, again, that would be great to introduce me to somebody you might know. Excellent idea though, Joe.
Yeah,
Is
well,
sliced bread still around?
I'm sorry, Kate.
Is sliced bread still around?
No.
Sliced Bread has already given us, they're not. Even though they're defunct, they're our biggest sponsor for the Gene Shea event. Thanks to the generosity of Carl Apter, who was Gene Shea's business partner, who introduced me or let me drop his name to the president of Appleseed, who I spoke with yesterday. So that's how I spend a lot of my time. That's what I like doing the best. I love asking people for money. The other stuff, other people do better than me. And really, as a team, we make a great team. We're making some progress.
Okay, some of the other labels I've identified but haven't approached yet is Wyndham Hill, Rounder.
Yes.
If you know any others, let me know.
Yeah, absolutely. If we know people there, but certainly give me the labels names. But any connection, if you happen to know somebody who works there, that makes all the difference in the world.
Right.
And Joe, by the way, Joe has been very helpful in the sponsorships. He's my right hand in all of this. Whenever we need an in-person event, nobody's better to bring with you than Joe. He helped secure the Martin initial sponsorship with me. Thank you, Joe.
Okay. Rob, I'm going to stick with you because I believe you have the membership numbers. So
Yes, I do. Thanks to Erin, who emailed me them. Just got to sift through my 300 emails today. Maybe she texted me. I think, let's see. Just give me just 1 minute here. And yeah, we actually got a $1,000 donation today from a longtime supporter of the festival towards the Gene Shea event, but we're still really focused on people there. If I said that enough times, you could tell I'm nervous about it. So let me, Erin, let me look at Erin's last email. I almost know what the numbers are. I believe it was 962 or so, but let's just see. We're going to have a much easier system once we have this in the system. Here we go. From Erin, 962 members as of the 25th, compared to 956 last month. 20 members expired and 26 new or renewing members. Thank you, Erin, for that information. And thank you to all our members who continue to support this organization.
We also received a donation in somebody's will too, so that was very nice.
yeah, I think we got some stock.
Pretty cool. Yep.
Yeah. So I'm going to hand it over to Kate, who's going to update us with the community partnerships and the outreach with the community partnerships.
Thanks. Yeah. Hello, everybody. I know Jess used to have a little thing up to put up, but I'm just going to talk to you first. I've been working on continuing our relationship with the Rising Sun Presents. Oh, am I sharing? Yeah, I am. Can you guys see that okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let me go in order. First, we have Keswick Theater is obviously a wonderful, gracious partner. We do our shows at the MAC at the Annex with them the third Tuesday of every month. And then this time, I just checked in with Judith about we're gonna have a membership table at the John Cusack. It's a screening of High Fidelity, the movie, and a conversation with John Cusack afterwards. And I know it's not a folk show, but I thought it would be a cool way to potentially get some new members just out the table. So that will be something. We'll have our Folk Song Society membership table there. And also a more folk-oriented thing is March 22nd, the Rhythm of the Dance. And there is going to be a discount for members on tickets, and then they're going to give away three pairs of tickets for the Rhythm of the Dance, and that's on March 22nd. And we'll also have a Folk Song Society membership table. So kind of want to make sure we have a table at the Keswick. And I'm going to be talking to the Keswick a bit more about more creative partnerships and collaborations with them. They're very excited to be working with us, and I am excited to be working with them. So hopefully we can do some more things. Rising Sun Presents obviously is a very generous partner of ours. Coming up in March, I think we talked about this already. Sam Grisman project, and this is like Grateful Dead inspired music. And there's a 10% off tickets, and then nobody really ends up doing the ticket giveaway. So just so y'all know, there's usually 2 pairs of tickets for all these shows that you can get for free. But please do check out this link. It'll be in the tune-up. I can also put it in the chat. And you can also just email me and say, hey, put me into the contest for the Sam Grisman show. Put me into the contest for the Woodflower. The next is Woodflower at 118 North. It's a great local bluegrass band. I mean, they're awesome. And then Brad Hinton and Paul Wilkinson, who are also in the band The Keystone Breakers. They're local, and they're going to be playing at 118 North on Friday, March 14th. Again, we get 10% off tickets. And again, there's a ticket giveaway, so please email me. You can email me at kgaffney@pfs.org. You can also fill out the Google form, but since very few people even put their name into the hat, I figure you can just let me know you want to enter the contest, and I'll draw a name. Sellersville Theater, excited to get back into the Sellersville Theater. Boris Garcia, which is featuring, and they're having Tim Carbone from Velvet Earth sit in. So I don't know how you guys know about Velvet Earth, but Tim is an amazing fiddle player. Boris Garcia is local, awesome jamgrass Americana band. And their Sellersville is generously offering us some free tickets, 2 free pairs of tickets. Some people go to concerts alone. I go to concerts by myself. So if you just want 1 ticket, make a mention of that too. Maybe we'll get 4 singles, 2 pairs. We can get creative with it. And I hope to continue on with, well, I will continue on talking to them about other shows. I know Chris Casper and the Lowlands, which is a bluegrass band they played Folk Fest in 2007, locals. They're getting back together for a reunion show on April 25th. That's at the Sellersville Theater, so we'll be sure to be promoting that. And a very exciting new partnership with the Candlelight Theater in Wilmington, Delaware. They have reached out and they want to offer our members 20% discount on tickets to a show called Bright Star. It's a musical about folk music, Americana, bluegrass, and the opening is on March 15th, 2025. Steve Martin and Edie Brickell wrote the score for that, so it's very much up our alley. And that runs March 15th to the 19th of April. And then you'll have a promo code to get your tickets at 20% off if you're a member. And if you have no friends who aren't members, we're trying to let you know more of our member benefits. So the more partnerships we develop and the more cool shows we get to offer you, the more exciting it all is. So I hope you guys will check that out. That's right after the Gene Shea event. So, and right before early bird tickets for the festival go off sale. And then one more cool thing is the Free Library of Philadelphia. They're very excited about doing some stuff with us. They reached out and wanted to get information about Phil Oakes because they're putting on this show, I Ain't Marching Anymore, The Life and Legacy of Phil Oakes. It's a Zoom presentation, and some of our board members and Michael Braunfeld as well was able to offer some resources to the library, and they've chosen Lapis Cohen. Actually, Sunny Oaks chose him as the presenter, and they'll be doing this Zoom presentation on March 19th at 11 a.m. So this will all be in your tune-up and in the email that goes out, but just wanted to let you know some exciting new partnerships that we are doing. And I'm, talking to some, like Godfrey Daniels I've been talking to about doing some stuff. So we just, all the things, it's exciting. So I'm just going to be continuing to reach out to different community partners and venues and see if we can drum up some excitement and just start, sharing about shows that are happening, in the area that we think you'll like. And then one last thing I do want to mention, February 28th, I don't know if you guys are on the Instagram or the Facebook, but Jeffrey Martin, he's a touring songwriter from the Pacific Northwest. We talked about this last time and had it in the February tune-up, but since it's the last day of February, I wanted to mention it. Playing at Milk Boy in Philly, also with a fellow named Bob Sumner. And I posted that on Instagram and collaborated with the 2 artists, and they've got a lot of excitement. So I think people are really excited about seeing them. We do get 10% off tickets for that. It's a real songwriters night, true troubadours, and I highly recommend that. There is a couple tickets to give away for that. Please do email me if you want to go to that show, and I'll throw you into the hat. for the Jeffrey Martin and Bob Sumner and Milk Boy Philly. And that is in Center City, and that is on Friday night, the 28th. And I think that's all I have like to confirm, but like I said, I've got a lot of things in the works, and I look forward to sharing all of the excitement with you
And
the next time. So
and
thanks.
Kate, what email should they
Oh
send
yeah,
you?
let me put my email in the kgaffney at pfs.org. And I'll add that. And you can fill out the form, but like I said, you might as well just email me because for ticket giveaway contest. I'll put that in the chat. And I'll add the names. I'll put the shows in there too after that. So, but yeah. Any questions or thoughts? Trish?
I have a question. So to get the 10%, do you have to buy your ticket at the venue and do you have to show a card?
No, sorry. Actually, you do it over the internet, but you have to put the code. So there's a code underneath. Which show are you thinking about?
Oh, I was just wondering about all of them.
All of the
So
above.
like, how do you get the discount?
Well, you do it online, then it'll ask for a promo code when you check out online. I'm sure you can do it. No, you can't do it at the venue, but you have to do it online because you have to do it before noon, the day before the show. So they'll ask for a promo code, and that will take the 10% off.
And is it only one ticket? Like one member gets one ticket, or if you're buying two tickets,
No,
you
you
get
can. Yeah, if you're buying tickets for your party, I'm sure it's.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
Okay, you're welcome.
Okay. The one actually I skipped over it and did not mean to, would be our musical artist co-op. So I think Rob and Mara.
Yeah, I'll delegate most of this to Mara, and she wants to delegate any of it beyond to Jefferson. That's fine. These are the people that do a lot of the work, along with Rusty and Jan and a few others. We have many events. Keep track of them, but very fortunate to have all this activity. So, Maura, would you like to share some things now?
Well, I'd like to ask if Jefferson wants to share about the upcoming shows that we have first in February. I'm sorry, in March. I can or he can. It's up to him.
I could do that. Six, you want to let me share?
Yeah, give me just a moment.
So 6, yeah, okay.
And also, Six, when you do that, can you give me the ability to post in the chat to everyone? I currently don't have that because I'll put the shows in the chat after Jefferson shares.
Chat is currently turned off until the Q&A section of the meeting.
I think he wants to share the screen.
Yeah, I'll take care of that.
Okay.
All right, Jefferson, you should be okay to go.
Can you see it?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
So Terry Camilleri is going to be playing at the Mililani Cafe. First Fridays of almost every month, we do things at Mililani in Germantown. And great Greek platters, man. And it follows by a gathering of the tribes to do a little jamming after the show. The Gene Shea Founders Colonial Theater, 20 on Bridge Street. That's got to be a thing. There's a reception beforehand for VIP folks. I'm told it's a phenomenal spread. We'll have a silent auction, award ceremonies. Always fascinating to see everybody there. And Rob's put it out there. Let's buy some tickets. March 13th, Kate Gaffney, Tracy Coletto, Lisa Jeanette at the Falzer Club. This is a singer-songwriters in the round with 3 of Mac's best female singer-songwriters. And if you've not been to the Falzer Club in East Falls on Midvale Avenue, it's an old silent movie theater. And really, I think it's the best listening room in town. And come out and see a board member, Kate Gaffney, and a couple other great gals humming and strumming. World music, Phyllis Chappelle and Kenny Lancey. This really shows like the extent, the breadth of the kind of genre stuff that that Mac has. We have a wide variety of folk singers. Phyllis speaks, I think, 6 languages and sings in most of them. And Ken Ulancy's, Dr. Sax, man. He's just killer. That's going to be at the Keswick Theater Annex, just off the main theater. It's on the 4th Tuesday of every month. Is it 4th Tuesday? 3rd Tuesday. Um, and it's a good time, and you'll see a lot of members that you haven't seen in a while there. So it's a good deal. We've got Rob's PFS Pasa Zoom open mic. The signups are you got a link there. We'll put that in the chat during the Q&A, or Mara will. I've got a show, just a solo show up at the Naked Brewing Company up in Bristol. And 3 sets testing me out. So March 29th, we've got board member Lisa Josette and Luca Diodo and Mindy Murray at the Mount Airy Arts Garage. It's another one of our venues and a friendly place, a place that we've actually secured this year's PFS holiday party. So they're very, very, willing and wonderful partner. So that's what we've got in March.
Right.
Just want to make one correction for a second, Maura. The open mic, the online open mic, they said it was Rob's because they use my online link, but all the work all the work is done by Maura Levine and Tom Cooney.
Thank you, Rob. Yeah, so we encourage folks to come out for that, and I will post all this in the chat when it is open to me to do so. We have Facebook events you can go to. There's ticketing on a couple of the shows. I don't know if I have the ticket links up, but if you go to the Facebook event, you ought to be able to catch the ticket link on the Falzer show, and I think one of the other shows. And again, our member show, March 18th, we have the open mic after the performance, the live open mic for anyone who wants to come out. Signups are at 6:30, and Rob, I don't know if Rob's emceeing that or if he has somebody else emceeing that show, but it's going to be a great show. So do come out for that. We're working now on getting everything together for the April and May shows. And, Jefferson, is it a good time to mention the special event we're going to have in June? A little far out.
We could do that, I guess. The Mac Fest is going to happen in Fort Washington Park at the Pavilion, and it features 8 of the PFS Mac acts that played last year's festival. We're hoping to use that June 29th event to draw attention to this year's festival. And it's going to be a pretty good show. Everybody from Megan Carey. I don't have the lineup right in front of me, but
we'll have the lineup maybe next month. We'll put the lineup up for that show. But that's pretty exciting, right? It's really exciting.
Yes.
And sorry.
Is there a typo in your email address there on March 19th?
Mara B. Levine. Yeah, there is actually. I'll fix that when I post it. Thanks. Okay. Thanks for catching that. Yeah, so we're excited about that. And also at our MAC meeting on Monday, we talked about mobilizing MAC to get the word out about the Gene Shea event. And later on tonight, I'll be sending all of MAC a blurb with an image that has the 3 performers for them to send out to their lists. So we can kind of blitz that.
When we do things like the Gene Shea event, MAC members are really encouraged to go to their lists and promote that. And after my record release party this Sunday, I'm going to be hitting it hard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we're going to blitz that, and also I agreed to reach out to a number of the radio stations that I have contacts with the information about the Gene Shea show to announce it on their shows in the coming next couple of weeks.
All right.
I think that's what we have for MAC at the moment, unless there's anything else anyone can think about.
Okay, Jefferson and Mara, thank you very much. And now I'm going to open it up for questions and hopefully some answers. Anybody have any questions?
I do. I can't seem to get the raise
That's
hand
open.
function to work.
Okay.
There's a hand up.
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna
Right.
start with Jenny. You
There we
wanna
go.
Jenny wanna start?
Okay, apparently Diane and Bob, who got awards last year, have not received any like encouragement to attend, and they're on the fence about it. And perhaps they should be nudged that they would be very welcome to come this year. And that would go also for the Miller, Charlie Miller, David Baskin, and Jean's family. They should get something from us, saying please come back. And
Well, Jean's family, we definitely reached out to them.
good. But Diane and Bob haven't heard anything. So that would be a great idea, I think.
Jenny, are they members? Are they not getting the tune-up
I know
with
they-
all the announcements?
They have not been directly contacted, and
Okay.
they're on the fence. And we would like to see them there. They're our friends, but I think a lot of other people would be happy.
Okay, that's my
So,
job. That's my job, and I appreciate you telling me that. I see that's my job. I think I had a nice conversation with David Bass here, and he knows we'd be delighted to have him.
that's all. Yeah, thanks.
Thanks, Jenny.
I talked with him. I needed to pick his brain on something. Specifically, I've already connected. He asked me to send tickets for him. But you're correct. I have not spoken with Diane in a while. I have to go back and look at when the last time was. But that's something that I should do. So thank you for alerting me.
Okay. I'm gonna go to Mara had her hand up, but it's not up anymore.
I don't know
No,
why.
she's
Try again.
One other thing, John Fuhrer,
Yeah, so I'm gonna go to-
the other honoree, just John Fuhrer is planning on coming, and they reached out to me.
Okay.
Eric, it's to Mara. I lowered her hand when I
I
highlighted.
forgot, John. Sure.
All right, Mara, go ahead.
All right. Yeah, a couple things. I think last month I asked if there would be a way that on the financial report, we could do what we had done over the last year, which is have a breakdown of the monthly expenses for the society. There's a line item that had a total. I'd be interested in seeing, like, as you guys did for the majority of last year, what the monthly expenses are. That's the first question I have. And the second one is just a reminder that it would be great for the board to send out a reminder email about the board meeting with the link, even though it's the same every month. I was searching and hunting through my email to find it, and even though the notice was on the tune-up from the beginning of February, the link wasn't in there. So just a gentle reminder that would be great.
Yeah, that's something.
And also post something in the Facebook group.
Yeah, that's something that we noticed actually today, and we apologize for that.
I mean, I found a way, and Steve Ram was kind enough to repost it, and it was mentioned to me also that it's up on the website. But typically, what I just do is go to my email and click right from there. So,
yep.
So those are the two.
Mara.
Yeah.
Mara, I've never itemized the expenses on a treasurer's report. That's never happened. The only time I've itemized expenses is when we did the reporting for the festival and the reporting for the Jean Shea event.
So I just want to let you know that I attended all the board meetings, since we restarted. And I do recall that there were itemizations of expenses that we had that were not just lumped together, like this is how much we paid for the office, this is how much we paid for the, the other various expenses that we had. So I'm not really clear. Maybe you and I are not connecting. Maybe we're not talking about the same thing. Maybe I'm not saying it right.
It hasn't been on the treasurer's report, so I'm not sure what you've looked at.
Sure. Well, maybe what I'll do is I'll get one of the screenshots that I had seen in the past and ask you that directly if I'm looking at the wrong thing.
It may have been the outstanding invoices.
All right. So I'll let you guys take care of that through email. Dave, if you want to go next.
Yeah. I was not at last meeting. I had to watch it on the video, thanks to Six. But one thing that was mentioned last month was the many committees we have. What nobody knows except the board is what the committees are, other than the ones listed in the bylaws, who runs them, who is their membership. Can we get this information out along with email addresses so people who want to work on a specific project know who to contact? They should not be writing to the entire board for that.
I can let me take that under advisement. I one of the things that I am doing now is basically assigning um, chair like the chairs for some of the committees. So that is in the process of being done. Um, Definitely last meeting we had a whole bunch of new board members. So we were just kind of getting straight with that. So that's something that we uh, uh, let me think about it. It may be something that we could add to the website.
That would be a good place for it in your new CRM.
Yep. So, all right.
Sorry, I want to just jump in, Eric. It's Kate. I thank you, Dave, for that question. I too forgot to say that, yeah, as we're getting organized, I am going to be putting out an email to those people who have already volunteered and been working with on these different committees, marketing, communications, most specifically. So look for an email and there'll be a survey. I'm going to put the survey in the chat too. It's a volunteer survey, like where your interests lie, what you can help with, and your availability. So in terms of marketing communications, that I'm going to put in the chat. And in general, we'll definitely be reaching out to volunteers. So thank you for that question.
Great. Jefferson, you're up next.
Yes, this is more in the way of a report. I was at Folk Alliance International in Montreal last week, and I met with the new NERFA board. And all the drama that you heard about last year, last couple of years with NERFA has been extinguished. And these new folks are not looking back. They're all looking forward. I want to get you guys looking forward to the NERFA conference. It's going to be in Albany, New York, on November 6th through 9th. Cheryl Pratzker, who used to be a local, now she's an expat up in Canada, and Amy Putnam and our own Jane Toohey are on that board and are looking forward to getting repatriating the Philadelphia Folk Song Society.
Thanks, Jefferson. Annie?
Eric, this is to you. I had suggested to Kate and also sent this draft article to Rob for the tune-up exactly about the year-round committees to acknowledge what they're doing and let people know what they are doing, because there are a lot of people who are working year-round as volunteers.
Oh, yeah.
So I think it would be a great article for the tune-up once we know who's heading all these other committees.
Okay. Great.
I just thought it would be great to acknowledge the work people are doing too.
I totally agree.
Thanks.
Jonathan, you're up next.
Hi. A whole lot of people, old, young, and in between, are feeling warm and fuzzy about folk music this year because of a complete unknown. And I'm wondering, what are you going to do to exploit that connection? A complete unknown concert. All new people would be a great thing to do, I think. Maybe a Dylan celebratory night or afternoon would be a good idea.
I would like to
I can comment on that a little bit, Jonathan. I can't tell you exactly what I have up on my sleeve. I will tell you, it probably doesn't surprise you that I've gotten any number of phone calls, texts, and emails asking me to get Timothy Chalamet and Bob Dylan on my stage this year. I will tell you that that is not going to happen. Dylan's going to be in Hershey like a couple weeks before us, and Camden, I think, a couple weeks after. I do have something fairly special up my sleeve, though not yet confirmed, is looking pretty good, that has quite a significant amount to do with a complete unknown. and should be pretty interesting for our audience.
Jonathan, we will exploit where we can.
Yeah, really. Honestly, I mean, I feel it myself, and a bunch of my friends are feeling it too. It's really rekindled a love of the genre and introduced it to so many new people. And I just think strike while the iron is hot. Milk it as best you can.
I
In
don't
as many
disagree.
ways as you can. And I think a New Faces concert is, call it a complete unknown. I can't believe you couldn't call a concert a complete unknown if you wanted to.
Can I jump in and ask Jonathan, hi, are you suggesting for the Folk Fest, you're talking about something outside of the Folk
I'm talking at the Folk Fest. I'm talking
Okay.
a special
Just checking. Yeah, thanks.
package at the Folk Festival that would celebrate new artists who are relevant, got stuff to say, punchy, dramatic, shake people up.
No axes near the soundboard, though.
I love it.
Oh, that was greatly overrated.
All right, Trish, you're next.
Hi, I'm just reporting on the Smiling Banjo podcast. Hopefully, you guys have been checking in on the various episodes. 2 more have come out since the last board meeting. We had Alexis P. Suter and Shanna in a dress. And if you enjoyed them at the fest, the interview with them is it's moving and entertaining and enlightening. And if you feel like watching something for about 25 minutes or less are the episodes, please check them out and tune in. The next 2 coming out in March will be The Secret Sisters and Alice Howe and Freebo. So that's it.
Great, thanks. Any other questions? If not, can I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Eric, there was a question in the chat from Trina.
I didn't see it. Who had their hand up? You said.
No, there's a question in the chat. Sorry.
Oh, in the chat?
From Trina McGee.
I don't really pay attention to the chat.
She says,
You
will
really
the new
should raise your
CRM
hand.
allow automatic renewal of memberships in a subscription style to help with retention and consistency growth in the funding source, that funding source?
That is a Rob.
It's an Aaron and Rob question. And Aaron
Okay.
can jump in.
I'm here, and the answer is yes.
All right. Yes.
Okay, I'm just gonna jump back really quick. I did find one of the visuals from one of the past meetings, and I guess I'm gonna phrase it a different way. Is it appropriate for us at these meetings, monthly meetings, to have a statement that goes up that shows what the monthly expenses are of the society? I'm gonna just phrase that in a different way.
So, I would say that we want transparency. We do have an audit committee, which actually Joe Henderson is going to be taking under his wing. And I mean, first of all, I'm going to ask Eric what his feelings are, whether he feels that it's appropriate or not. You kind of see more financials of nonprofits than I do.
Yeah, I mean, we basically run, like, as far as operating expenses, just of the society, non-Gene Shea, non-Folk Fest. We run around maybe $3,000 of expenses a month. So kind of de minimis in the scheme of things. And our member dues and donations typically are greater, usually around the same, but anywhere from 3,000 to 5,000. So, there's not much financial activity going on for PFS. I mean, we have $2,000 of expenses. I can tell you right now, we pay, $500 a month for our rent. We pay a Comcast bill for the office space. We pay a Pico bill for the office space. Just maybe like $100 a piece. We have computer software stuff. We have our Robly, our Wufoo, and other stuff. So that's kind of what it is, but it's kind of de minimis. I think if there's anything material that I can spotlight it, but we shouldn't really have material expenses because the only thing we have is our programs, which includes the festival and then of course our fundraising, which Gene Shea. Obviously within the expenses, Mara, you're aware we have MAC fees as well, but typically that's $150 here, $75 there per month. So it's kind of all de minimis. I really don't think itemizing it is gonna give much more transparency. But if it balloons higher than that, I can certainly explain why.
It gives us an idea of what the monthly expenses are for the society. And I do want to just mention regarding the MAC fees that our MAC members have paid $90 each for their membership, so we have a budget. So I believe the 150 comes out of that budget that our MAC fees are paying. So if we have 60 members at 90 each, that's the budget we've started with approximately, or last year. So
yeah, I guess I would say, if our expenses were higher, I'd be more concerned.
Okay.
We don't have a situation where we're paying, like we have no staff that we're paying. We don't have any payroll, things of that nature.
I just thought it was really refreshing with the board that came in after the previous administration, who basically, once you all found out what some of the issues and expenses were, everything was put up every month. This is what we owe for this. This is what we owe for that. This is what we owe for this. And then as we've abated them and taken care of them, you guys have been
Mara, those were payables.
They
They're
were
not
debt.
expenses. Those are payables, and we've paid them all off. So there's really nothing to itemize, but I do have a couple payables on the balance sheet there that are reflected. But with the expenses have never been itemized like that. Once again, next month we'll have a meeting after the Gene Shea event. So we will have a full accounting of the Gene Shea event, which will itemize the expenses between performer payments and cost to the Colonial and the other costs of it. So, once again, once the event is over, we'll have a full accounting of the bottom line of the event that includes a breakdown of the revenues and expenses. And the same thing for Fest, like I did last year. But once again, the PFS operations are pretty de minimis. We no longer have a bookkeeper that does our bookkeeping. So, I think it would be asking a little too much to itemize, pretty tiny $2,000, $3,000 of monthly expenses.
But I think what you shared is appropriate for people to know who might not know that we pay $500 a month for rent, and that we have certain expenses that we have to meet every month, and what does that constitute? So I think it's good for people to know, and I appreciate you sharing it. Thank you.
Okay. 6.
You all right with you? Okay, just a minor technical situation. On the two streaming platforms, we are currently showing as a January meeting. I'm aware of this, and it will be fixed when it goes, when the actual video is posted for public.
Okay. Thanks, 6. Can I get a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So moved.
Joe, anybody second?
I second.
Okay, Mary Ann. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, if the board could stick around afterwards, we'll just kind of do a little debrief, and then we can, for those who haven't eaten dinner, we can eat dinner.
All right, everybody, please log out and have a nice evening.